Hello everyone, welcome to this video. This is currently now my second talking video on this YouTube channel. I decided this time to use a script to see how this type of quality goes and also to gather my thoughts better. If you've seen a previous video of mine, I talked about how much I like the Puss in Boots franchise and the most recent movie, The Last Wish. As much as I love that movie, over time I did start to think of questions or things that weren't really explained or shown, at least in my opinion. I do know that there are some theories floating around, like Kitty actually showed up at the wedding, or Death was the one that saved Quadrado in the river, like those ones. If you want me to make a whole video about my opinions about those theories, then that's fine. But today, these are points that I think I thought of myself about the movie that I personally don't think were really answered, and I thought I could display them on here. You guys can talk about your opinions on my questions if you want down in the comments. By the way, some of these got unintentionally kind of sad, so brace yourselves. So anyways, before I get started, I want to say I am not trying to shame any writer involved with the movie. I assume that there's a lot to keep track of when working on a movie in Hollywood. It's a lot of work. I'm not saying that, oh, I can do so much better than this. I can totally fix that. No. That's not what I want to say. I could make up my own scenarios in this video, but I'm not saying that they're part of the canon timeline or anything. Personally, I'm still learning how to write things myself. I'm not a perfectionist or an expert in anything related to that. I am still learning. I do think that this movie is good, but it always hasn't really been a complete 10 out of 10 for me. But these questions started forming in my brain way after I watched the movie for the first time. But just because something isn't perfect doesn't mean it's not good. I still think the writing is so excellent. I'm mostly making this video for entertainment, and these points don't even affect the plot in the movie that much, in my opinion. Honestly, they're really small things. It's just the more I watch and think about certain scenes, I tend to soon analyze things a little. But yeah, just that little disclaimer, but let's get started. So first of all, some lore about the wishing star. If anything was explained in the art book, I apologize. I do not own it, so I don't know what it says. But the first thing I thought of was, how does the map exist? Did it fall with the wishing star as well? And how was it made? I assume it was made by magic because of the glittery words appearing, but does that mean that it wasn't another living being that made the map? If it was another living being, did someone want someone else to find the wishing star? In the movie, it's shown that the Serpent Sisters were the ones that found the map, but it's not really discussed how, but maybe it would have been explained if it wasn't for Jack Horner. But Joe, the blonde one, did say, and I quote, "You know, it took us a lot of murdering to get this map." But that leads me with other questions, like, was it guarded? Were other people trying to get the map as well? Did someone already own the map? Okay, so next one. This one is about the cricket. This question kind of gets kind of sad, so just wanted to prep you. This literally affects nothing to the plot, but when the cricket first appears on screen, Jack doesn't seem to know what his purpose was. The cricket doesn't even seem to know who Jack is either. So, does that mean when the cricket was captured and put in the jar, was he just placed in a small cabinet or something, not knowing what's going on outside? I mean, he has to know, it was a clear jar. How long was he in there? Okay, so next is about the wishing star landing in the dark forest. Puss and Kitty did say that the forest was dangerous and no one has ever came in and came out of there. So, has that forest ever been, dangerous before the wishing star came? Or did those rumors come after the wishing star arrived? It leads me to think it was before the wishing star, because if it was after, then people would have the map and I assume would get lost, but yet the map would still be in its only copy, because if you rip up the map, that would lead to destroy the star. But then when the star landed, the area that it was surrounded in, it changed from a gloomy place to a more brightly colored place. At least that's my interpretation from that intro. So basically my question is, was that forest affected in any way by the wishing star? And what happened to those people that went through it? I know you can't go too deep into that, but I don't know, it was just a side question that I was wondering. So next question. How did Team Friendship and Goldilocks and the Three Bears get out? They entered by falling through the sky by a portal. So when they were leaving, did they just stand above the place where they fell and just waited for the portal to open or something? We do know they got back for a fact because of the Dalmar ship, but how is what I'm wondering. Next question is about Jack Horner's crystal ball. We do know that he can see Team Friendship through it and can find where they are, I assume without the need of physical directions like a map or asking people where they've seen them. But if that was the case, then if Jack Horner can find Team Friendship with the crystal ball and know where they are, then can't he use that to find the wishing star? If he did, it would have saved him so much time and energy to get there, and maybe more of his bakers would have survived. But to contradict this, does that mean that the wishing star has like a force field to stop anything from showing where it is besides the map? And now, my last question. It doesn't really have to do with the last wish, but more of the Trident short. Does it take place before or after Santa Coloma? Even though I'm leaning more towards before, there's still one main thing that kind of confuses me on that, and that is the behavior of Kitty Sawfaw's in the beginning. Because, like, I do know that she did work for Jack Horner at this point, but if this took place before Santa Coloma, why doesn't Kitty try to save Puss right away? Why was she not letting him know, at least quickly, why she has the trident? If they were still dating at this point, she doesn't want to say anything? And look, you might think, oh, she's working for Jack Horner, maybe she's forced to not say anything. Then why did she take the time to save him at the end then? Like, better yet, why would she wait to save him? And if this took place after Santa Coloma, Kitty does not seem that mad. In fact, it looks like she's having fun teasing him or whatever. Puss does seem annoyed, but I don't think, like, mad at her. And after she saves him, she just smiles and waves at him. No hint of anger on her face. But we do see her in the canon scene, which made me think it's before, but that just leads me to question her behavior in the beginning again. Maybe it was obvious of when this short took place and I just can't pick up on clues. If that canon scene wasn't there, I would be even more confused. But anyways, those were all the questions that I have. Thanks for watching and listening. If you have your own theories or questions, you can put them down in the comments. I think it's pretty interesting for me to have these talking videos so that you guys can hear my opinions on certain things. So yeah, maybe I can do more of these in the future. Once again, I still love this movie, but those are just some things that I personally noticed. But yeah, anyways, like and subscribe if you want, and have a good day. Bye!